She treated her maid like trash. Slapped her, starved her, and screamed, "You'll never be more than a house rat in this home." But months later, that same maid gave her husband something she never could. A child. And when jealousy consumed her, she did something no one expected. Grace and her husband, Chief Edwin, had been married 11 years. No children. No joy. No peace. Doctors said it was unexplained infertility. But Grace blamed the world and took her anger out on Amora. "Stupid girl. You think this house is your father's palace? You're just a charity case." She made Amora scrub floors with toothbrushes. Made her eat leftovers, cold, moldy sometimes. Locked the fridge at night. Laughed when Amora cried from stomach pain. Chief Edwin saw it, but said nothing. He was tired of everything. One rainy evening, Edwin found Amora crying behind the boys' quarters. She had bruises. "Who did this to you?" he asked gently. She hesitated. "Madam." He didn't say a word. But something in his heart shifted. For the first time in years, he saw someone who still had kindness in their eyes. Not pride. Not pain. Just silence and sorrow. From then, he started noticing her more. A plate of food left quietly for her at the table. A warm jacket when rain came too heavy. A smile when no one was looking. The forbidden night. It happened when Grace traveled for a women's retreat. The house felt lighter. Amora cleaned, cooked, and left quietly. But that night, a thunderstorm shook the roof. She was scared. And Chief Edwin, in his robe, invited her inside, just to sit by the fire. One thing led to another. Loneliness and brokenness turned into comfort. And before dawn, boundaries were crossed. She cried in the morning, ashamed. He said nothing, just left a bundle of cash on the table. Amora felt dizzy. Sick. She went to a chemist. 2 red lines. She was pregnant. And the father was her boss. She thought of running. Disappearing. But Grace came home early. And found the test in the trash. All hell broke loose. Who is responsible for this pregnancy? Amora stood frozen. Chief Edwin walked in, calm. She is carrying my child. Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Grace collapsed. Not from grief, but shame. She had mocked this girl. And now this girl carried what she had prayed for. Amora was sent away. Quietly. A house was bought for her. A driver assigned. 9 months later, she gave birth to a baby boy. Chief Edwin visits often. Holds his son with pride. Amora? Still silent. Still humble. But now, she holds power. 3 months later, she did the unthinkable. She contacted some street boys, paid them 500,000 Nigerian nairas upfront. Get me that baby. No mistakes. No questions. The plan? Kidnap Amora while she was out walking the baby. Bring the child to Grace. Then vanish. But fate was watching. One of the boys? His younger sister once worked as a maid and was beaten nearly to death by a madam. He recognized Grace's name. And he told Amora everything. Amora called Edwin immediately. He set a trap. The next day, the boys showed up at the planned time. And met police in plain clothes. They were arrested. So was Grace. Her mugshot went viral. The headline? Billionaire's wife plots kidnap of Maid's baby, her husband's son. Grace now sits in a holding cell awaiting trial. Chief Edwin filed for separation. As for Amora? She raises her son peacefully. She never gloated. Never bragged. She just smiled with the kind of peace Grace never had. Be careful who you look down on. they may carry the life you've been praying for. And when jealousy burns too deep, it only ends in ashes. If this story moved you, like, share and subscribe, and also comment where you are watching from.